Okay. Give it a sec. There we go. We're live on YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. I got to mute my YouTube so that I don't cause feedback. There we go. Perfect. Bonsoir tous. Good evening, all. AJ from Andrew James Photography. Here I am with Mila, a new addition to our little family, and Mark, a regular.
Antiquity.
Okay, I got to get out. There's a delay with YouTube, so I got to get out of the YouTube screen and bring up this way. There we go. Now we're all synced. Perfect. So welcome, guys. This is good. This is actually the first, if not the second episode of this year, 2023. And I figured that it was a good time, seeing that we're already in the month of December, que ça serait intéressant qu'on se jase un peu, puis on se prépare pour la nouvelle année. I thought we could review a little bit of what we did earlier this year, and maybe even talk about any projects we have. I know I have a whole list of stuff here that I want to let you guys all know about, aside from relaunching the YouTube channel. And we're in the process also of building a Discord server to see if we can make the group a little bit more, not uniform, but a little bit a little bit more together, specifically for if you have questions on photography or if you have gear that you want to introduce. So that'll slowly be introduced in the format of the channel, the YouTube channel. I want to get the podcast off the ground and everything. So let's start with introductions. You all know who I am. Mark, tell me a little bit about you and what you do in photography.
Well, Mark here. Restarted photography about 6 or 7 years ago. I did some in CJET, and unfortunately, you can't work and have fun at the same time because money has to go one way or another. So I stopped photography for a while and picked it up, like I said, about 6 or 7 years ago, and bought a Canon 5T, which I told my girlfriend at the time. I go, if I don't do any more photography and it goes in the closet, we're not going to cry. But after that, I had my friend AJ looking at what I was doing, and he said, oh, that's not going to last more than 6 months, and you'll buy yourself another camera. So that's been done, and I'm now part of the RDP Photography Club. And the other guest that's there, I had the pleasure of meeting her there. And that's about it for me.
And how about you, Mila? Tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do in photography? What's your interests?
Well, I've always had an interest in photography, but I was always using point and shoot cameras for a while. And it's actually, I got this interest in astronomy that started around like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's from there that I thought, well, I like looking at celestial objects through the telescopes, but I would like to also learn how to photograph that. So it's actually my interest in astronomy that like drove me to buy a DSLR and start like fidgeting with photography. So it's funny how like it came from that route. So I got a DSLR camera and I started learning, but I ended up joining like a club. I've been an RDP for my whole life and I never knew there was a Club Photo RDP. So that's how I joined, and I met the other guest, Mark, there. And it's a wonderful club, and I mean, I'm learning every day how to use SLR cameras, and now I'm actually dipping my toes into film photography, which I've been doing in the past with my point and shoots, but not with like actual SLR cameras. So, and I'm having the pleasure of learning more every day through AJ and through the club on these topics.
And I'll be honest with you, like film photography is so much simpler in the sense that you don't have all the electronics and the buttons and, you know, but what got you into the astronomy before the photography?
Actually, well, I have like a bit of a tech background and I was into like robotics and things like that. So I started looking into like, what's being done, Mars rover and this and that. So it actually came from, I guess, like a robotics background that I used to like. And I started running like a summer camp at one point,
Okay.
like in 2011, 2012, that did like robotics and AI in space.
Okay.
Like this theme. So from there, I started, I guess, looking at like all the planets, and we had
Are you,
like a. Sorry,
are you part of any astronomy clubs?
I actually was part of the RASC at one point.
Yeah.
A bit far from me, but
Okay. The RASC, that's in the West Island, isn't it?
yes, it's all the
Yeah.
way in St. Anne de Bellevue.
For those who don't know the RASC, it's the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, which is actually it's international because each country has their own chapter, and obviously major cities and provinces and states. I think the American version is the Royal Astronomical Society of America, I think. But it also the RASC actually the Royal Astronomical Society was actually founded in England, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
And
so.
from
Yes.
there, it just branched out to the rest of the world. As a matter of fact, I've been doing astronomy since 2000, thanks to
Wow.
my wife. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have my first telescope, and I wouldn't have gone on to, for about 4 or 5 years. At a certain point, I had a telescope workshop where I used to melt glass, and in French we say creuse, but what would be
Blanks.
the English version of it?
The blanks.
Yeah, but I would form the glass, and then after that I would grind it to the curve and polish it
Wow.
afterwards. And then I evidently that kind of fell apart. So basically what happened was I've been doing photography since I was a kid. Let's just say that.
Yes.
It's more than 40 years that I've been doing it. Then I took a sabbatical because like you, I'm a bit of a techie myself. I'm not a scientist or, I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but I got into IT in the 80s. Oh, we have a new edition here.
Oh,
Yep. Oh, we got, oh, hold on. Did I let him in? Participants. Admit. There we go. Here we go. Luco.
Oh,
There
there
he
he
is.
is.
And so basically, now I forgot where I was. Hold on. Yeah, so I did IT for about 13, 14 years, and that kind of dwindled when I lost my path, or for IT, I got into I tried starting up the telescope shop. When that didn't work out as well, I ended up falling back to sorry, I just got a message from Andrew's Otterbox, and it seems to be some kind of an IT AI. I mean, is that possible? Anyways, long story short, that didn't work out, and I ended up falling back into photography, which is really funny because I never would have thought. And now I'm teaching photography. I
Wow.
never would have thought that even 20 years ago, if you'd have told me, AJ, you're going to teach photography at one point in your life, I would have laughed in your face. Honestly, and I love doing what I'm doing. I haven't forgot you, Luco. I know I see you there. Don't worry. Just finishing my train of thought here.
Ah, je te
Comment
laisse
ça
aller.
va,
Je
Luco?
te laisse. Ah, ben, finis ta phrase, je te laisse aller.
Sorry, je suis distrait par cette affaire-là de Andrew's Autopilot.
What is that?
Hold on. I'm an
Please,
AI
AJ, what I
assistant helping.
understand, c'est que ça prend des notes pour toi, puis si tu veux aller voir qu'est-ce qui se dit, mais c'est noté.
Ah, bon, OK. Parfait. Oh, it might be because I started a note on my side. Where are my notes?
Yeah, you added that?
Yeah. I just put up what I wanted to discuss on my end. Luco, we were just talking about introduction. So just dites-nous quelque chose de qu'est-ce que tu fais en photographie, qu'est-ce qui t'intéresse avant d'aller sur tous les autres topics que.
Oui, je sais pas quoi dire. Honnêtement, qu'est-ce que les autres ont dit? Je vais y aller comme je vais y aller ça simple. Je pense bonjour, je m'appelle Luco, ou Luc Olivier. C'est pas la première fois que je viens dans tes live streams, AJ.
C'est vrai.
Mais euh, je te dirais que depuis 2 ans, j'ai comme beaucoup plus d'intérêt à la photographie qu'avant. C'était un peu plus on and off, je te dirais, depuis 10 ans. Mais depuis 2 ans, c'est un peu plus on que off, beaucoup plus même. Puis, à cause d'AJ, puis ça c'est une bonne chose, c'est pas un reproche, loin de là, mais
À
à cause
cause des J.
d'AJ, non mais c'est vrai, à cause de toi, j'ai découvert la photographie argentique. C'est AJ
OK.
qui m'introduit à tout ça à travers les sorties que j'ai faites avec lui. Puis c'est de quoi que j'ai appris à découvrir puis à aimer. Fait que si vous me voyez souvent dans la rue ou dans les landscapes, c'est des grosses chances que ces temps-ci je sois en argentique, en film qu'en numérique.
Nice, nice. Puis justement, c'est ça, tu me disais, tu fais autant numérique que, voyons,
Oui, oui, qu'argentique,
argentique, c'est ça?
cette année, je te dirais que j'étais principalement en argentique.
Oui? OK.
Ouais, ouais, je pense que c'est pas énorme, mais cette année, j'étais à peu près à une trentaine de rouleaux.
Wow.
Déjà une trentaine de rouleaux.
Ouais.
Non, la question, c'est une trentaine de rouleaux t'as tiré, ben, est-ce qu'ils sont développés?
Oui, j'en retard de deux. J'ai
Oh,
deux rouleaux noirs et blancs,
tabarouette, t'es mieux que moi.
mais, j'ai une boîte. Je vais faire- j'ai du retard j'ai du retard dans. Oh boy. En tout cas, j'ai du retard dans ma numérisation. Fait que j'ai comme des. Maybe if I do this, give me a sec. OK, on regarde pas. Ah, c'est bon, ça, je pense. Ça aurait pas été trop pire. Ouais, OK.
Put it in front of your face.
On regarde pas mon mess, c'est bon,
Non,
mais.
mais si
Des
tu mets juste
rouleaux,
le
là,
rouleau,
c'est des films que j'ai développés, mais que j'ai pas nécessairement numérisés encore.
puis c'est-tu noir et blanc ou
Principalement du noir et blanc, oui.
principalement du noir et blanc? OK,
Ouais.
t'as pas
J'ai quelques
commencé.
rouleaux couleurs, mais.
Le couleur, tu le fais faire par un laboratoire?
Oui, le laboratoire, oui, exact.
OK.
Puis les numérisations aussi, j'essaie de les faire par le laboratoire, mais tu
OK.
sais, pour me pratiquer, j'aime ça. Quand j'ai du temps, j'aime ça les refaire pour pratiquer
OK.
ma technique de numérisation puis de conversion.
Nice. Nice. I'm terribly behind schedule because this summer I haven't had a chance to do any developing whatsoever. So I have a lot of catching up to do now. Hold on. I just saw a message pass by. I think, hold on just a sec. Well, go back here. Ah non, c'est correct. C'est pas ça. Ça n'a pas rapport avec nous autres. Et justement, is that, voyons, parce que, ouais, c'est ça, parce que j'ai pas, I shot quite a bit of the summer. As a matter of fact, if you look behind me over here, those are just some of the films I have to develop.
Oh.
Faut
So
pas
thank,
aider. Moi, je
yeah,
pense que j'avais du retard, mais je suis pas
that's
si.
that's how bad I am.
Ouais, je vois ça.
I actually have, is it this one here? I think I started using, justement, I found my original, I used to bulk roll when I was a kid. And when I mean a kid, I mean when I was like in my, I don't know, when I was 12, 11 or 12 at Sec 1 and Sec 2. And I've got somewhere in here, where is it? It should be this one. No, it's not that one. Anyways, I found, just before my dad passed away, he cleaned out his garage and found and when I say all, not this one, this is the new one. At that, this is the old one. I found all of my negatives from
Oh
the
boy.
late 70s to early 80s.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there goes the other one. See? And I was actually at that time, like this one here was this was in 83. I was the school photographer. So I photographed for the school all the events, all the sports events at the time. So I have a lot of digitizing that I have to do to get all this stuff started. Sorry about that.
Hey,
All of my,
Nico,
hey,
penses-tu que s'il voudrait me passer son flatbed scanner, je pourrais peut-être lui faire pour lui?
as a matter of fact, you don't see it right now, but if I just turn this a little bit over, that's my flatbed scanner right there. And this one can do up to 8 by 10.
C'est quel
So-
modèle déjà, ça là?
Ça, c'est un vieux Epson Perfection 4990. It was the full size scanner before the V700.
Ah, ok, c'est comme le précurseur ou prédécesseur.
Exactement. Did you guys hear the good news?
Which is-
Nicole heard it because he immediately messaged me on Facebook about it. I
Are
can't
you
believe it.
surprised?
Oh, are you kidding me? I am surprised that it's so for those of you who haven't heard about it, Ilford Harmon, who bought Ilford, is releasing for the first time a color, and I believe it's a panchromatic, no, not a panchromatic color film, a 200 ISO. It's going to be the first actual color film manufactured from start, like from conception to production in the 21st century.
I believe you gentlemen were talking about this when we had an outing.
Ouais,
No, well, we're talking about it on Wednesday when we had a meeting.
yeah.
Well, it was
Ben,
only rumor at that time.
exact. L'annonce a été faite officielle aujourd'hui.
Right.
Aujourd'hui, c'était 4 heures, heure du UK, et 10 heures ou 11 heures, notre heure, je pense. Quelque chose genre. Donc, pour
So-
nous,
Puis là, il est en précommande. It's on pre-order right now, and apparently, most of the places I've already checked out. Oh, by the way, I set it up. Hold on. So it is. Where is it? It is here. Alt S.
Je vais prendre un petit 30 secondes pour dire aussi que Luco est le président de RDP Argentique. Alors, s'il y a du monde
Oui.
qui sont intéressés, qui sont dans ces coins-là ou qui ont des questions, mais c'est quelque chose qui est en train de se parler. Ça a été commencé originalement par du monde qui venait se rencontrer juste pour un souper, puis on discutait d'argentique. Alors, AJ est un des fondateurs originaux, mais ça a été passé le flambeau à Luco parce que c'est quelqu'un qui a l'air d'avoir beaucoup d'expérience, même s'il dit qu'il n'a pas. Mais il se débrouille très bien, puis il nous donne un peu le goût d'aller dans cette direction-là pour faire des essais. Alors, AJ, quand tu auras une chance, mais tu pousseras le président par en avant un petit peu là, pour lui donner un petit peu de gloire puis que le monde commence à le connaître.
Yeah, it turned out that, I wasn't doing my job well enough, so they kind of kicked me out and replaced me. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
Yes.
my names.
Can everybody see the screen share?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is the new film that Harmon
Oh, okay.
through Ilford, because Ilford in itself has always been a black and white film manufacturer. So this is their first try at color film. It's a 200 ISO, and it's a trial. Right now, it's on a trial basis. They're going to see how well it takes, and if it takes well enough, then it'll probably end up. That's why it says limited edition. They did a run to see how it would take in the world, and evidently with the kind of comeback with film. Hold on, I got some. Where is it?
Est-ce
Come
qu'on
on.
connaît le prix de la cartouche de film?
Well, right now, précommande, most of the retailers are selling it at $12.99 or $13.99. And the
USD.
is it USD?
It is USD.
It is USD because I'm still trying to find. Downtown Camera had mentioned something about it this afternoon, but I can't find it.
Oh, it's on
You're
their
supposed to-
website. C'est sur leur site.
But I
C'est-
checked, I couldn't find it.
Oh, just go. Just search for Phoenix and you'll find it. Oh,
Here, I'm there, but if
Mais-
what I tried,
oh, on le voit pas. Essaye. Non, mais faut que tu search Phoenix.
it doesn't come
Avant
up
qu'il l'ait enlevé parce que je l'ai cherché tantôt, puis
unless they ran out already. I mean, maybe they probably ran out already.
attends, laisse-moi vérifier. Downtown.
I'm just
Dans
gonna
la
go
gamme
back.
des prix, excusez-moi, messieurs, dans la
Ouais.
gamme des prix,
Ouais, là,
est-ce
Jay.
que c'est cher ou pas cher?
Ben, la
Ah.
conversion, c'est ça. La conversion en canadien, je vais te l'envoyer le lien, Jay, parce que je l'ai.
Okay.
Le Downtown Camera, eux le font à présentement, je le mets dans le Zoom chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat so I can
Oui.
see it. Where is it? Exit.
Oh. Fait que oui, Marc. Donc,
H.
présentement, ils ont l'air d'avoir un prix d'introduction à 16,75 canadiens, avec une mention qui dit que le prix régulier est 18,99.
18,99, c'est ça.
Donc, 18,99 pour un 36 poses, pour un film 200 ISO, c'est un peu cher. Donc,
Ouh, I don't know. Un peu cher. Le gold.
le gold est autour de 16 $. À 16,75, c'est à peu près le même prix qu'un Kodak Gold.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Mais à 19 $, c'est un peu. C'est pour ça que je dis que c'est un peu cher à 19 $. À 16,75, c'est comme. C'est bien. Mais tu sais.
Sauf que si c'est pour une expérience, le monde excusez la joke, vont s'exposer à ce film-là et voir après ça si c'est quelque chose qui se développe. Puis là, dépendant des commandes, leur coût de production va peut-être baisser aussi.
Oui. Justement.
On le souhaite. On le
On le
souhaite.
souhaite, absolument.
Mais oui, c'est ça. Puis, reste à voir si AJ va en avoir. Ça, c'est la grosse question.
C'est sûr. J'ai même demandé à mon directeur, à Gosselin, quand est-ce qu'on va en recevoir. C'est pas. Ils ont crié dans le système. On ne sait juste pas quand est-ce qu'on va le recevoir. But
Okay.
I'm definitely going to get 2 or 3 rolls for sure to test.
Ouais. Non, parce que j'ai vu une autre place aussi à Montréal qui, eux, n'avaient déjà en stock aujourd'hui.
Elle
Mais
avait
eux,
déjà en stock?
ouais. Moi, je vais souvent chez Studio Argentique sur Rachel.
Oui.
Eux, ils n'avaient en stock, mais au prix régulier, donc à 18,99.
And if you look at the colors are fantastic.
Oui.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's an equivalent of. Hold on a second. I gotta just turn off one of these. It's really distracting me here. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it's anywhere near what Kodachrome used to be like, but I love the colors. You know, they're not too desaturated. They don't tire pas sur comme le Lomography with their purple and their turquoise. You know, it's nice for I don't know, just for having fun or whatever. But you know, and the 200 ISO is something that's very generic. So you can use it in bright sunlight. You can use it in bright interior. Now they say it's high contrast, strong grain, but color film always had much more grain than black and white. And the reason was because evidently it was the dyes that clumped the grain together more. So, you know, I think it's going to be a very interesting whatchamacallit, color film to fool around with. And the fact that it's brand new, the fact that it's, you know, it's being produced right now in the 21st century, different machines, different you know, for the emulsion, putting it together and all. And it's also DX coded, so that's going to be nice too.
Non, puis on top of that, the nice thing is you have people like Fuji trying to shut down their production. They're not
Exactly.
doing that, but Fujifilm is getting hard to get.
It is, absolutely.
But they do amazing films. Like that makes me so sad. And then you have Armin here saying, "Oh yeah, we've been known for black and white film, and now guess what? We'll be bringing some competition to Kodak, literally."
Exactly. And
Mm.
I'm hoping that this is going to drive Kodak and Fuji back into the game.
Hmm.
You know
Can
what I mean?
someone explain what DX coding means? Because I
So
don't know too much
actually,
about
I can
the
show
phones.
you.
Not the only one.
Hold on, I can show you. Give me a second.
So I guess while AJ gets a roll of film,
Yeah.
so if you have an automatic point and shoot, yeah, there we go. So
Yes.
those symbols are telling
Okay.
your point and shoot the sensibility, so the ISO of the film.
Not the barcode. This piece here. This is the DX code,
Right.
Okay.
right? Because keep going, Elico.
Yeah, so when you put your cartridge in your mainly in point and shoots, but again, more like late 90s, early 2000 DSLR, well, SLR, excuse me, also had that to automatically read the ISO, but you could override it. But it meant that the point and shoot would know what's the speed of the film. And correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, but also the number of exposure per can. Yeah, okay, I heard a faint yes. So, but yeah, so I guess
Sorry.
let me do that. This is not any film. That may be hard to. So yeah, it will be hard to do. But if you have a point and shoot like this, right? And you look where you put the can, you'll see at the bottom of its location, you should see 4 pins. And that's those pins are used to read those black and gray zone on the can, and they'll know how to decode it and automatically expose accordingly. So that's why it makes a point and shoot so automatic. You don't have to change your ISO. You just put the can, it does the rest for you.
That's exactly what I'm trying to find is a DX coded camera.
Oh, I have one, AJ, just that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. That's
Peux-tu lui montrer le?
yes, maybe if I do this and I
J'espérais qu'il n'y
do
a pas de
that.
film dedans.
Yeah. No worries. But I guess if I okay, there we go. I have to flouter mon arrière-plan. There you go again. Okay. Up. There you go. You see the can
Yeah.
goes here, and you see there's kind of a 3-4 pins at the back.
Yes.
Those pins will make contact with the gray zone that AJ showed. Oh yeah, there we go. And we'll read it. So that
This is the only film I have. My background kind of like, woo, what's it?
yeah, put it in front of your face when it does that.
Yeah, there you go, like that.
you
Yeah.
go. So that's Fuji, right?
This is what bought it at Walmart. That's the only one I found like close to me, but
Oh, for sure.
I don't
As a
know
matter of fact,
if it's any good.
DX coding was introduced by Kodak in March of 1983. And I'll show you here. Alt S. So it's those 4 little copper or brass dots that reads this code here.
Okay.
Okay. And that was introduced in not well, I just had it up on Wikipedia. Why are you not going back? Hello?
We don't see it. Yeah, there you go.
Did it come up? There it is. That's what I want. So yeah, it was in the, and it's basic DX is digital index, and it was mainly used on 135 and APS-C. Now the APS-C is the smaller cartridge. It's about 1.5 times. No, sorry, it's 30% smaller than a 35 millimeter film. And it identified the film, it identified the ISO, and it identified the yeah, the number of exposures also.
Yeah, I think if you scroll down on that page, there's a way, like it tells you how to read it as a
Oh yeah,
unit.
here you go. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go. So with 4 pins, it's able to know what to do. So on the table that is labeled speed, if you imagine that S1, 2, 3, and 4 are the columns, S1, 2, 3, 4 are the pins I've shown on the back. And for sure, when you get a black box, it's a black area on the can, and a white box is a gray area. So that's how you can read like 400 ISO is like black, black, white, white.
Mhm.
So you
Okay.
know, or black, black, gray, gray. So you can, again, it is
Exactly.
more so that your point and shoot knows the speed of your film, so it does expose it correctly.
Okay.
So that I would say that the Fuji you have in your end.
So now I know why it says this DX. Like,
Yes, exactly. Which means that sometimes, for example, AJ mentioned the fun lomography film. You have to be careful because it's not all of their film that are DX coded.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, lomography, I don't even believe that. I don't think they spool their film. I think they buy it pre-spooled. I think. I'm not sure. What it is so places like lomography, I know the film photography project in the States, they spool their own film. So what they do is they buy lots of film, like Vision 3 from Kodak, which is basically it's a cinematic color film. It's ECN2. What was I going to say? But just lost the train of thought again. Damn it.
But they buy I'm guessing where you're going with this is that they buy a shit ton of film and they spool them themselves.
Exactly.
So
They spool it themselves. Exactly. And as a matter of fact, the film photography project, that's one of the podcasts that I listened to aside from Camerosity. And just, okay, so film photography project, Camerosity, negative, positive podcasts. Those are 3 podcasts that I listen to advently, which is also why I'm kind of late in my building or creating my podcast. But film photography podcast actually it brings back a lot of the older versions of film. Like for instance, they spool a lot of movie film, like 16 millimeter, Super 8, 8 millimeter, and they're bringing back a lot of stuff like the 220. Cinestill's another good boutique film producer. And these are all, it's just evidently there was nobody else producing film at the time. So there was such a large stock load that they just started selling it at 4, 5, 6, 1,000 feet rolls of film. So these smaller companies were able to purchase it and respool it themselves in 35 millimeter cartridges for 36 exposures and sell it that way.
I believe you spool your own cartridges, AJ?
I do. Right now, most of the film that I have is HP5. So it's a 400 ISO. And as of my bulk winder, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. It's right up there. And as a matter of fact, that's my original bulk winder from the 80s. I still have 75 feet of HP5 in it.
Okay, the question where I'm going is if someone spools their own film,
yeah,
and you have DX coating on the cartridge, could that, if you put the wrong film inside the cartridge, cause you problems? Can you cancel it on a point and shoot and say disregard the DX coating?
All you have to do is take some black electrical tape and cover the DX code.
Okay.
And the point and shoot camera that reads the DX code won't be able to read it. Because it's an electronic reading that it does, right?
Okay.
Basically that the metal pins touch the silver part, and that's what it reads. It's like as if it's a cool circuit that it does, right?
Yeah.
So it's an electronic reading that it does.
In that case, though, Mark, you might end up with either in most cases, overexposing your film.
Oh yes, because that's true too. Luco's got a point there because most of the DX coded cameras default at 400 ISO.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised that to hear you that because mine, I think my Ricoh defaults to 100 when
Oh,
it
does
can.
it really?
Yeah,
At that point,
I guess it will vary. So it's important to read your manual online from
yes.
your point and shoot to figure out which its default ISO when it cannot read a cam. Because again, if it's 400 and you're putting HP5, you're fine. But if you put HP5 and it's rated at 100, then you're overexposing by 2 stops. So
yeah. Now, black and white film is not as necessarily important because it's actually much easier to push and pull film in black and white than it is in color. The problem when it comes to color and slide film is that the development is very reliant on temperature, chemical temperatures. Okay. Black and white film is the only film that can be actually developed at room temperature, 20 degrees Celsius. Actually, it's a bit colder than room temperature, but it depends on everybody. We have it about 22 over here.
my water is at 20 here. If I fill it a jug or something and I let it like cool or warm up to 20 degrees, I end up at like 25, 20.5, 20.
Oh no, but I mean the house over here is 22.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Water.
Okay, I just put the jug on the counter for a few hours and it just stables at 20 here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
And as a matter of fact, for those who are questioning color film, that's why we use a device like this here. Okay, which has an actual temperature readout here. Inside this tube is an agitator with an element and a thermometer, so that if I'm not mistaken, my C41 film takes 32 degrees Celsius. So it's 12 degrees warmer than black and white film. And this allows me to temper that chemical so that it can develop.
Can you use that
develop
for
the film.
cooking?
Sorry?
Can you use that for cooking? I saw a company sell one where you could put steak inside of a pot and you could cook it with
That's basically what this is. They call it in French, they call it a sous vide, but it's not a sous vide. A sous vide is supposed to be what's a sous vide in English? A sous vide is vacuum chamber, but I mean it's not a vacuum chamber en tant que tel. Maybe peut-être Leco peut nous dire pourquoi que c'est appelé un sous vide.
Yeah, because most sous vide cuisson is you put your meat in a vacuum bag, and then you cook it in water with that machine.
Okay, it's not this that this doesn't do the vacuum because
no, it just
that's what cooks.
Yes, it just does the.
Tu sais, comment est-ce que je fais tout le temps des jokes des fois qui sont à part de tout le monde, là, tu sais.
No, but it does the same thing with that as it does with your chemicals. It just keeps the water at a certain temperature and circulate it around the meat.
Oh, okay. I never understood why they called it a sous vide.
Yeah, because that's the other important part is you need to put your meat in a sous vide bag.
Okay.
And seal it, and then at least I don't do sous vide, but the most I've heard from friends and colleagues is that then you put it in water.
Okay. Because I have a vacuum chamber here from my telescope workshop, and it's 1,000 pounds. It's une cloche. It's a bell, an inch thick of stainless steel, and the vacuum that I can do on this is close to the vacuum you'd have on outer space. Within about 100th of I don't know. I don't even know how you read it. My wife's cousin was the one who rebuilt the machine for me, the electronics of it. And anyways, sorry, I'm digressing. I'm completely off topic here. So let's start with Mila. What have you done this summer in photography?
Actually, this summer is when I started getting back into it. Over the pandemic, somehow I lost interest in so many hobbies I had. I don't know.
Okay.
And I just started getting back into it, and I guess I took the sunset you see behind me. This is
Wow.
actually La Rivière des Prairies.
Okay.
It's on Gouin Boulevard. So I started shooting like some sunsets.
Okay.
Yeah. I just decided to put it as a background just in case.
Oh,
On
for
the
sure.
slideshow. And I know RDP Club Photo does like an exposition at the end of the summer, so I participated there and like I got back in touch with all the fantastic group members of RDP Photo Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, from there I decided to rejoin.
As a matter of fact, the
Club Photo.
three of you are all members of the.
Yes, we are
right?
all from there.
Are you guys all digital, or I mean, obviously the three of you do film, but as far as the club members, are you is everybody majority digital or film?
Digital,
Digital.
right?
Mostly digital. I think it's mostly digital. Like, I mean, when we have our concours, I think the
Yeah.
pictures, well, actually, some people present pinhole photography, or as, I don't know, I guess
I
what
know
it's
exactly
called.
who you're talking about.
Yes, stinopé.
Yes, stand-up.
Hang on just a sec. And Mark, what about you? What did you do this this summer in photography?
Well, since I'm retired, I'm one of the lucky ones that can get to move around a couple of times. So, but I'm mostly into animal photography. That's my passion. But
Okay.
I take some general pictures. So if there's an occasion there, that's where I go and I try to get some. And since I'm retired, we have what we call at RDP les sorties tamalou, which means when you break it down, ta, mal, ou, c'est tout le temps les plus vieux qui
I was
sortent.
going to ask what that meant.
Well, now you know.
Ça veut dire quoi?
And usually it's for any photographer that wants to join up. Sometimes we got people from other clubs that join up. We announce it on RDP and we get it going through different clubs and things like that. And sometimes we're 2 members, sometimes we're a little more, and we aim someplace and it's done maybe once or twice a month. So and we go
Okay.
all over the place. We even had an outing once at Black Ops paintball, and I really appreciate it because it's a real change of scenery. Using helicopters, cars, trucks, boats that are just left around. It makes for how do you say dystopian world. So I really like those pictures. You know?
Wow.
Nice. Nice. Maybe have you presented any on the group? I haven't had a chance to check the group yet. And
yes and no. Usually we have our theme evenings. Those are the times where we break out those pictures and things like that. Maybe later on I can sort of look up in my computer and see if I can maybe break out maybe 1 or 2 pictures to show you what I meant by the Black Ops. I'm
Right.
trying to push a little more my black and white now. Understanding, gathering a little experience. I'm trying to sort of push my separation between foregrounds and backgrounds. So
Okay.
we're gonna see how that goes.
Nice. Nice. And what about you, Leco? Qu'est-ce que tu as fait cet été? Des projets ou?
Plus ou moins, ça a été plus de la photo généraliste. Donc, un peu de tout, de la ville, du paysage, des vacances, un peu comme ça. Sinon, c'était un peu plus relax côté photo cet été.
Okay.
Mais on s'amuse. C'est justement pendant les vacances, j'ai passé mon premier rouleau de Fuji Proglia 100.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Donc, c'était mon deuxième rouleau de slide film que je shootais à vie.
Okay.
En juin, j'avais shooté pendant une des dernières activités du club, justement, j'avais shooté du Kodak Ektachrome.
Okay.
Tu sais, celui qu'on parlait justement plus tôt cette semaine de Flick Film, là, celui qui est respool, là,
Ouais, ouais.
qui est moitié prix que le Kodak Ektachrome, là, mais c'est la même chose. Fait que
Tu l'as essayé? Je l'ai pas essayé là, encore.
Oui, je l'ai. J'ai juste fait un rouleau.
OK.
Puis ça a été une belle journée parce que c'était une journée plus grisonnante.
OK.
Si je regarde mes photos de vacances, peut-être je m'entendais là. Mes photos de vacances, c'était une belle semaine d'août, donc mes ciels sont blancs. Mes sujets sont bien exposés, mais mes ciels sont clippés parce que slide film.
OK.
Donc, fait que c'est ça, mais non, je dirais que ça a été ma découverte de l'été. Justement, le slide film, c'est-à-dire, dans les derniers mois, je l'avais toujours acheté pour expérimenter, pour essayer. Puis,
OK.
les couleurs sur du slide, c'est juste, il y a une saturation qui n'est pas là dans du couleur négatif. Donc,
Oui. Ben, c'est ça. C'est ça le positif versus le négatif. Justement, Ektachrome, c'était conçu pour remplacer le Kodachrome de Kodak, qui était justement une pellicule qui était très, 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 très populaire, surtout avec les photographes de rue, puis les photographes documentaires, les photojournalistes. Parce que les couleurs, c'était vraiment le pellicule qui reproduisait vraiment les couleurs le plus réel possible.
ouais, puis la vibrance des couleurs, je regardais mes photos de vacances justement, puis au final, c'était pas des grosses vacances, là, on s'était loué une maison sur le bord du fleuve à la Malbaie, donc c'était des belles vacances relax.
OK?
Et juste voir les photos avec les couleurs qui sont très punchées, très vibrantes, c'est magnifique.
Nice. Nice. As for me, well, we had a pretty busy summer this year. Some of you already know, I lost my dad earlier this summer, and in which case my family, or I should say his side of the family from Ontario, came down here for the funeral, and inadvertently my kids met my family from Ontario, and all through that, my my cousins invited us to go there for the summer for so what I did was I cut my vacation in half. We did a week here and I did a week. I brought the kids and my wife to Toronto, and I obviously my dad's older brothers were there also. So I brought with me what did I bring with me? I had brought with me my Bronica SQAI, which is a 120 camera. It shoots 6 centimeters by 6 centimeters, and 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. I brought with me my Nikons, the FTN with the 105, the F3 with the 24 and the 50. I had my Leica 3F with me. What else did I have? I brought my 4x5, but I didn't shoot the 4x5. Evidently, it was a family vacation. There wasn't really much time to shoot the 4x5.
Please don't move for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Set up.
no, I have Medju HP5. I put HP5 in there, so at least I have a 400 ISO, you know. But
Oh, mais c'est juste le temps de t'installer, de faire ton focus.
c'est ça, exactement. But and as a matter of fact, most of the films that I have to develop are from the vacation. So that was pretty much the summer. Also, I connected with a new group here in Montreal, which Luco is part of also, called Bière et Camera Montréal, which is the Montreal chapter for beers and cameras, which was started in San Francisco, I think, or somewhere in California, if I'm not mistaken, and has now become popular around the metropolises around the world. So you can find Beers and Camera Chicago, Beers and Camera London, Beers and Camera, I think East Germany or West Germany, I'm not sure. So there's a chapter that started up over here, which is all film, which were were they no, it was a mix. It was a mix. Yeah, it was a mix.
Yep, un mix.
Beers and Camera, basically what it is it's a group of photographers who get together at a a bar, micro brasserie, and we talk film. I mean, we talk photography, basically. I was privileged to be part of, I think it was the second meeting at the bar, which is the bar behind the university, Lucam. And while I participated in part of a photo walk, I got there late, and I actually brought my 4x5 at the time with me, and I was shooting street photography with a 4x5 on Sherbrooke Street between McGill and what was it? Well, c'est où encore? C'est Benelux is on what street again?
The Sherbrooke?
Yeah, Sherbrooke and
Oh,
oh man, St. Denis, or not St. Denis, but somewhere around there, around St. Lawrence Street. And so I was walking towards them, and I got to set up my second shot, and all of a sudden they're walking towards me back to the bar. So I only really got to get 2 shots on that day, but I'm going to be developing those shots exactly this weekend too. And a third event that happened this past summer, or I should say this past year, evidently, was our, oh man, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was for Quebec City, it would have been, I think, the 20th Salon de la Photo, which is our big photography convention. We brought it back this year, 2023. The last one was in 2029. Sorry, 2019. Evidently, because of the pandemic, we couldn't have large crowds, so they let it go until the pandemic kind of dissipated. And I have to admit, it was so nice. It was so nice to have everybody, people who follow my classes, people who follow my excursions, people that I visit, évidemment, the photo clubs, to be able to talk to these people all weekend long. And it was a really nice couple of weekends. I did 4 conferences, one on astrophotography, one on film photography, one on large printing, digital printing, and one on wildlife photography. And that was really nice. Okay, guys, how about let's talk a little bit about some gas, otherwise known as gear acquisition syndrome. Anybody get something new this year?
Yeah, I got
Gear-wise?
myself the Tamron 150-600.
How do you like that?
Had a slight problem, didn't use it that much, had a slight problem. Returned it to the place I bought it, and they lent me the competitor. So I
Okay.
had a chance to try both of them.
Okay.
And got back my lens, took a couple of pictures with that, and basically, well, haven't had a chance to reuse it again. So,
Nice.
but I'm happy with it, you know.
Good.
It's something that sort of permits me to go a little further out and can get closer to certain animals without spooking them. So I'm happy with that.
We're gonna have to go shoot some birds and some wildlife, you and I.
No problem.
Oh,
No
we'll
problem.
set it up. We'll set it up. We'll make a nice early morning there. We'll go somewhere in between Laval and Saint Julie, and we'll be able to.
Well, like I said, we're supposed to go to juste à l'extérieur de Montréal, Pointe-aux-Trembles. Il y a le ruisseau du feu, je pense. Je me souviens pas si je le prononce comme il faut. À côté du pont Charles de Gaulle, Lachenay. Et j'ai pris des très belles photos là. Il y a une faune extraordinaire, surtout au printemps.
Okay.
Si tu veux viser là, on se mettra une date sur le calendrier là, quand que la vie reprend là, au
Okay.
début de la saison là, il y a beaucoup d'animaux et il y a beaucoup d'oiseaux.
Nice. Actually, I'm supposed to go shooting sometime this winter with a photographer from I think it's from Valleyfield, or just outside of Valleyfield. She's a bird photographer, a wildlife photographer, and she's going to take me out. It's been about 3 or 4 years. I've been trying to get a snowy owl, Arfan Neige,
Oui.
and I don't know if they know when I'm coming, that they just scatter or they hide or what.
yeah,
But
they
it's been
do that.
4 years I've been trying to get a freaking snowy owl, and I haven't had a chance. I haven't had the opportunity yet. So apparently she's supposed to, but I got to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to go meet her, because she does it early in the morning when they go hunting. What about you, Mila? Have you purchased anything new to your kit?
I haven't purchased anything new, but I've dusted off some old equipment.
Oh,
In the
nice.
back of a closet, I found, I found my dad's camera from the 80s.
Nice.
Stashed away, right?
Right.
I think it's a Minolta 7000. I forget how it is called.
Oh, the Maxim, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Minolta
Actually,
7000
that was my
Maxim.
first electronic camera.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I wish I could learn on this to start, when I first started, dabbling into SLRs, because the modern ones, as you said, have like 40 different buttons.
Yeah.
It's a bit daunting when you start.
Well, we'll go out, we'll shoot together.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll coach you on that. I remember the Maxim. I have mine actually, the display is faded on it. So I was lucky enough sometime to find another one. I just haven't replaced, because I evidently I'd like to have my camera back into order again. So I'm gonna have to open it up and see if I can change the displays. But absolutely, definitely. I even, if you need the lenses, I've got absolutely a couple of lenses there that you could
Yeah, I
probably.
think I have it's probably the default that comes with it, the 50 millimeter
Okay.
one. And then I have one from, I think, a company called Image. Don't think
Okay.
it's
Yeah, that's right. They
Is
were
it?
like a Tamron Sigma at the time, a Vivitar type lens.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
had like I don't know if it was a 28 millimeter to a one, or if it was 120 millimeter or something like that.
Okay.
Not sure.
Great.
That's the only two lenses I have, but yeah, definitely if you have others that fit that camera.
Oh, I've got a small collection here of lenses and stuff. I can definitely lend them to you.
Cool,
sure.
yeah. Still, yeah. Yeah, the thing I have to get used to, I guess, with these, like when you take a picture, I have to wait for the whole roll to end to see if
Right.
I'm actually using it right.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Well, you saw me when I visited the club on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
That's exactly the reason why I usually have 3 or 4 cameras on me, film wise, because I want to have a couple different ISOs. I want to have a couple different lenses, and I'm a bit too lazy to, wait to finish a whole roll of film. That's also, I'll be honest with you, that's also one of the reasons why I bulk roll, because I can make smaller rolls of film.
Mhm, yeah.
So that if I want to change ISOs, or if I want to, go from a black and white to a color, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your code just
He
dropped
left.
out for a second. He'll be back in a minute. So what I'll take his place, and then we'll let him go. Gas this year for me, I haven't bought much. I haven't actually bought much in the last couple of years. But I did visit, and I cannot wait. I'm this weekend I'm going to be developing the first roll. And as soon as I get this roll developed, I gotta send a message to the gentleman who sold it to me. It's a 120, dates back to 1952. I checked the serial number on it. It's a Voigtlander Bessa 1. There is absolutely no electronics in this camera, not even a light meter, and everything exposure wise is in this little piece right here. The shutter, the aperture, everything is in this piece right here. This is exactly what takes the picture. The camera, when I put it away, I just close the lens, and now the camera is, I mean, we're talking about the 50s, eh? So when we talk about tailored suits, the breast pocket, the side pocket was actually, you could put this in your pocket. And with that, I have over here the leather case that goes with it. And the leather case is in perfect condition. The only thing missing on it is the strap. So I'm going to try to see if I can take it to Fab. Fab Handcrafted. He's a gentleman here in Rosemont who he makes leather straps by hand. So I'm going to see if he can make me a strap that'll match the case, and see what he can do for that. And here we have Luco. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
AJ, I have a beautiful Canon strap I could lend you.
I want an authentic leather strap to go with it. Thank you though for the offer. I appreciate it. Luco, what about you? Anything new? Equipment wise?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
The summer started calm with just getting a 50 mil for the Minolta.
Yeah, nice.
So that was nice. And then I was like, I think I have enough now. But then we all know what gear is. Sometimes it become problematic. And I bought this nice thing. Okay,
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't show Uncle Bob. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I heard about that. So yeah, so Yashica Mat 124G.
Yeah.
And there was I guess the price was great.
Yeah.
But again, it was from a pawn shop here in Montreal.
Really?
It was a bit kind of like, oh, the price is nice, but the fact that the source was a bit unknown was, I guess, a risk.
Okay.
But I've already shot 3 rolls through it,
Really?
and they are all quite good.
Okay.
So that was fun. The spacing sometimes a bit off, but I still get 12 shots. So
Okay. Good.
So I feel sometimes on the negative, yeah, I'll get to 2-3 shots, then maybe one is a bit closer to the further the exposure is closer to the other one, and then but again, it's a 6x6, so if I get my 12 shots, I don't care.
Yeah.
The light meter kind of works.
Okay.
So I got those the batteries to go in, but the needles sticks.
Okay.
So sometimes I have to play with the settings for it to start showing information. So, but
next time we see each other, bring it to me, and I can maybe fix it for you.
Oh, okay, you have a trick for this?
Yeah, because justement, moi j'ai un copain qui m'a prêté son 124G like yours.
Yeah.
And his meter wasn't working. So j'ai enlevé le dessus, the viewfinder.
Why?
And where the light meter is, it gets exposed, and there's a spring there. And sometimes that spring, it gets corroded.
Ah, ça ferait du
All
sens.
I did was I took like a brush, like a pinceau, or a maquillage, un pinceau maquillage, like something that's qui do, and I just kind of
cleaned it.
Cleaned it, and the needle came back, and it.
Yeah, because the way for me to get it back is I have to usually play with the shutter speeds.
Yeah.
Go back to kind of bulb or something like that. So when it moves really far right.
Right.
And when I start to go back, then you see that it moves. But if I don't do that first, it stays stuck on the far left.
Exactly.
But it does work. So when I open the top, so the waist level viewfinder, if I do that, then it works. If I put it in front of a light, I see it goes to the right, but it needs this small unstucking sometimes. But hey, that's that. And I thought after getting this that I would be good for a while. But at the same camera show that you found your 6x9, I did get myself a nice Sekonic. I was looking for
that's exactly the same one I have.
This is the one on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Is yours a 558?
A 508, yeah.
No, this is a 558. I think it's a bit newer.
Let me see.
But I think it's the same.
Show me again.
Oh, let me get 558.
Yeah, no, yours is a bit newer, but it's the same style.
Yeah, same style, right?
Yeah, same style.
Yeah, I was always looking for one that is both like kind of like.
Then my question to you is this: on yours, does it read thirds of a stop or only full stops?
I think it.
Example. With your apertures, avec les ouvertures, il va-tu chercher 2.8, 3.2, 3.5 F4 or just 2 F4?
No, 2 F4.
OK, c'est ça. Parfait. Because mine is the same thing. So, quand tu fais du 125, ça va tout de suite à 250, right? Avec la vitesse?
Exact.
OK, c'est ça. OK. Fait qu'il n'y a pas les tiers. La mienne aussi. C'est la seule chose qui manque, c'est qu'il n'y a pas les tiers tiers d'écran.
Ouais.
Demi-écran de lumière.
Ouais, mais pour de l'argentique, c'est bien correct, là.
Oh oui.
Okay. No, and it's in pretty good shape. I've seen some in worse shapes. And
Mark's got the most recent.
yeah.
I've got the older model.
No, actually, that model is younger than the model that we have.
Oh, yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
an older model. I thought it was yours came afterwards because you could look through the viewfinder.
No, it's just a different model because ours can read reflective and incident lighting. Yours can only read No, actually, yours can also read reflective. You just don't have the scope.
Yeah, that's a spot meter that
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, the price was nice. And it was quote unquote new in box again.
Okay.
To always be careful with used stock market and stuff like that, right?
Right.
But I looked at it and it's like it was literally like never used. Like the battery was still sealed. So I
Oh,
kind of trusted the guy when I saw the battery was sealed.
Nice.
So yeah, so I was pretty happy about that, but that was not supposed to happen. That's what this is the last question that was like this one was not supposed to happen, but
Okay.
so.
J'utilise le mien vraiment plutôt quand j'utilise la 4x5 pour le paysage
Ouais.
et aussi, voyons, pour le studio. Because the beautiful thing about these light meters is they can read flash.
Oui, exact.
C'est
Puis je
ça.
sais avec Fabricio, on veut préparer une soirée studio argentique.
OK.
Fait que je
Ouais.
savais qu'à un moment donné, je vais arriver là. Puis, tu sais, maintenant que je t'ai rendu avec un 6x6, même si un meter, des fois, pour plus le
Ouais.
paysage, c'est.
Puis,
I haven't used it too much, but pretty happy.
vous me direz quand vous allez le faire because that's gonna run into my next subject. But yeah, as a matter of fact, Luco, you mentioned it. I forgot to mention it that this camera doesn't do 6x6. This one does 6x9 and 645. So right now it's in 645, which means that for me to shoot landscape, because 645 is literally this part right here. 6x9 is this part here. Oh, sorry. So this would be 6x9 and 645 is approximately only about this big here. Okay. Like that. So when I want to shoot landscape at 645, I have to turn the camera like so. And if I want to do portrait, then I have to turn it like so.
Wow.
It's really funny. It's really funny because you're not used to doing that with a 35mm camera.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I have to do this with one of my point and shoot that this year I set up into half frame format.
Really? What do you mean you set it up?
I won't open it because there's still film in it, but this beast of a Canon point and shoot.
Yeah.
When you open its back, there's a a switch you can flip, and it brings a curtain.
Really?
To do half frame, and the camera knows that it's in half frame mode, so it just advances. It doesn't do like fake panoramas where
Yeah.
flaps, but this one it does that with half frame. So you can do like right now I'm at frame 65.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because at 72, a 36 becomes a 72.
Yeah. So that's that, and the project which went not so well, but that's fine. The idea was to make it the kind of the yearly camera, like the one you bring around, and I take a few frames every month.
Okay.
On one roll. I'm still on track to having about I think it will be 6 frames per 6 frames per
month. Okay.
I think this month I'm a bit late at 65. So, but again, I'll compensate next month for December.
For December, exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I got half frame wise. I got the Kodak Instamatic, the H35 half frame, which we started selling, I think, last year. And I got it just for and actually, matter of fact, that's the worst of the cameras because that camera still has my original film in it. And I got it like literally.
You didn't finish it?
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh boy.
I forget. It's on my belt and I forget it. It's always every single day on my belt. And I always go to my Nikon, my F3, or I go to my FTN, or and now lately I've always been going to the Bessa. So yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I make fun of the Seconic and everything, but that's why I was like, no, I need to stop because I don't want cameras to collect dust or like be stuck with film, right? I want to get through. I'm not saying that because of the connection behind you.
AJ, is
I mean
that like a
genuinely.
real background you have, or
No. That's those. I actually this week was I was kind of proud. One of the podcasts that I listened to, I've been listening to over the pandemic and a little bit longer than that, is the Camerosity, which is a group of camera collectors. And these guys, I mean, these guys are encyclopedias when it comes to photography, vintage cameras, everything. And they invited listeners, a little bit like what I'm doing with you guys. They invited listeners to participate in their next episode, which is episode 60. And they are using the Discord server also to as a community way to get people together. And long story short, I lost my train of thought again.
You were invited and you started to talk about when you were invited.
Oh, yes. This camera back here. I got this camera as a gift from one of my colleagues at work because I developed his summer vacation when he went back to see his parents in France. This is a
Wait, AJ, sorry for the interruption. Just before you explain what camera is this. So you've developed your colleague's summer vacation film, but not yours? I'm just trying to understand here.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
You
And I
may
know, Mark,
continue.
I still have your film. Don't worry.
man.
I still have your film.
Oh boy.
So what he did was somebody came to the store selling this camera. And evidently being AJ and one of the dinosaurs of the shop, I was the only one who was able to identify this camera and if it was working and yada, da, 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 da. So anyways, I gave him the whole lowdown on the camera. And this is basically this comes from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The reporters would use these cameras. The film is actually, can I show you? Yeah, I can. Hold on. So the film is actually 2¼ inches by 3¼ inches. And it takes the same film backs in that you slide the film back. Oh, sorry, not there. Here, inside here. And then you have a slide you pull out. You pull it out, you expose it, you put it back in, you flip the film plate over. And as a matter of fact, just to show you, that's the size of the film. Okay. I know where the camera is, but I've never found film for it. Okay. And the guys at Camerosity says, my God, AJ, are you kidding me? Ilford once a year produces specialty films. And if you catch them at the right time, which is usually the month of August, you can order. And that this camera is a 2¼ by 3¼ So it's like it's the same format as a 6x9 basically, because it's 120 film. And another gentleman from Camerosity said, all you got to do, AJ, is order yourself a roll back. So the back will take a 120 roll, and then you get your 8 shots of 6x9 or 6x7, depending which format you choose. So we'll see. I'm going to see if I can get some film sent from Vancouver and see if I can find it. I know there's a couple of places in the States that are selling it too. So Mila, those are all working cameras behind me. I have my collection is in and around, off the top of my head, I still haven't listed I'm in my database. I still haven't put in all of my cameras yet, but I think I got about 25 cameras.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But that's my limit. I mean, there's actually a few cameras I want to get rid of. No, seriously. And even the le pire, c'est que as I started, with the pandemic, we were buying the shop was buying a lot of used film cameras at very affordable prices. Uncle Bob started getting into getting back into film photography. So between the two of us, we have about, I don't know, we must have about 60 cameras. So I always told myself I don't want to collect more than what I would not, more than what I would use.
You should open like a museum.
Actually, just so that you do know, there is a museum. You know that there's a museum here in Quebec on photography, right?
No, I didn't know.
It's the Museum of Photography in Drummondville. These
Okay.
guys have cameras that go back to the 1800s.
Wow. Okay.
I think I don't know if they don't have 1,000 cameras, they got it close to 500 cameras.
And they have beautiful expositions once in a while.
Have you seen? Have you gone?
I even had the pleasure of seeing the exposition of Brian Adams.
No way. When?
Yes, that's where I went to the museum the first time.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. I still haven't. I went there for the Drummond Photo Club to give a conference. I didn't get a chance to actually visit the museum. They showed me a little bit quick. The museum owner showed me a little bit quick the place that night that I had done the conference. I've gone back twice, and both times I gone back, it was closed. Because they have weird hours. They only open, I think, 4 days out of the 6 day or 7 days a week. I think I'm not sure.
That's probably getting personnel there that have enough experience there where they can talk to the clientele. So it's kind of specialized.
Exactly.
That can be maybe an outing if you sort of put it up on the board. Get a day going where if we can have multiple people get a better price, entry price to go visit, and maybe we can go.
All right.
I really liked. I went with Lynn.
Oh yeah.
When we went there.
Nice.
Looking at the website, they open from Wednesday to Sunday, 1 p.m. to 5. So it's
it's 1 p.m. Yeah, and I think I went there with a buddy of mine. I think we were there in the morning. I was like, anyway, and it might have been a Tuesday or a Monday that we had gone. I forget.
It's
Good
cheap.
job, guys. Hey,
it's cheap. It's like $15.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not expensive. Fantastic, guys. How about projects for the near future? Avez-vous des projets pour l'avenir proche?
Et tu veux qu'il parle en premier?
Oh, sorry. Mila, let's do you first. Ladies first.
Well, ladies first. Okay, I'm the only one here, I guess. I don't know, projects. Well, I've been thinking about it. I have a lot of like old pictures from my Italy trips, but they're all on film.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to like try maybe reprinting or restoring or doing something with them, because right now they're just, I have the negatives and
do you have anything to scan them with?
What do you call that? A flatbed? What?
You don't need a flatbed scanner. There's a lot of other ways that you can do it that are a lot cheaper than a flatbed scanner. Like for instance, the Digitalizer that I showed you on Wednesday is a product that we sell at the store, which is it's a fantastic. I mean, you don't need the whole kit that I have. Evidently, I also use it as a demonstrator, but like I said, I think it's $100. And basically what it is it's just a little, it does 120 and it does 35 millimeter. And it's basically just a light table that you pass the film in and you roll, you go from frame to frame and you shoot it with a digital camera.
Okay.
You know, and then from the digital camera, you transfer it to your computer. I'm in the process of doing that. My problem is I got like 6 file folder boxes full of prints, slides, films from back in the day. I showed you the binder that I have of my films from.
Exactly.
You know, although, anyways, I'll get to mine later. But yeah, so it's really easy. And if worse comes to worse, you can always send it to a lab, which most of the labs here in Montreal all scan film, slide, and prints. I know that we have for prints. If you have prints you want to restore, we have a product. It's basically a service. It's they call it a shoebox. So you fill it with 1,000 photos anywhere from 8x10 to 2x3.
Okay.
And we'll digitize it. I think it takes about 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
And then we'll digitize it. You put it on a key, or not. Do we still do DVDs? I think we do keys now, a USB key, and then you have your prints, digitized so that you can look at them anytime.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. How about you, Mark?
Working with a few projects with the RDP clubs, so
Yeah.
going slowly with that, and then we'll see later on with the season what opens up.
Nice, fantastic. And you, Luco?
I think for the winter season, I think I'll try to up my game on scanning.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I want to get more comfortable with the process, and also I don't want to say faster, but more efficient, right?
Okay.
So that I don't end up with 5 or 6 rolls that are just like in a box or in Ziplocs waiting to be scanned before I cut them and things like that. Yeah, so that will be that. For creative projects, I'm still figuring out what I want to do on that front.
Okay.
So we shall see. The past few months I've been pretty busy at work, so that's why I was not able to put that much time on photo stuff,
Right.
much as I would. So
You have to get a job like AJ.
yes. But the funnily enough, the work I do currently came from passion work. Like I do programming, and like that's a different passion of mine. But I've been
Okay.
programming for the last 10 years as a passion job too. So already doing that.
Fantastic.
Good.
As far as plans for me for the near future, especially the winter months, evidently I've got a lot of catching up to do on my film slide and photo scanning. Like I said, I've got 6 boxes over here that I got, and I've got my family on my case. When are they going to be done? When are they going to be done? My uncle, my dad's middle brother, found all of his old films that he didn't even cut. They're not in print files. Okay. He gave them to me, honest to God. I don't want to be vulgar. Okay, but Mila's gonna identify with me. You know the 5-gallon pails for wine
Oh, yes.
concentrate,
I still
right?
have them.
Yeah. He's thrown in about 20 rolls of film, unraveled in this dirty bucket of dry, crusty wine. Okay. And now I gotta soak them, clean them, dry them, and then scan them.
Oh my God. Is it a La Tamijano? What do they call those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
From La Candine.
From la canteen, exactly. So, anyways, I've got all that to do. I got to catch up, as you can see. I got to catch up on all that development over there, which probably take me maybe a couple of weekends, a couple of my free weekends. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be doing some. Although tomorrow night we have it's Saint Julie's défile de Noël, the Santa Claus parade.
Right.
So I'm going to try to use tomorrow afternoon and maybe Sunday afternoon also to advance on the film development. But my 2 major projects for this winter is, 1, clean the garage out so that I can set up my dark room.
Okay.
I've been lucky enough by 2 photo clubs to have received both their dark rooms. I'm going to end up having 1, 2, 3, at least 3 enlargers. I've got all the trays. The only thing I got to set up is where we're gonna clean, and I want to get back into. So as I was saying before, Mila, as far as scanning to digitize so that we can print them, I want to go back to actually printing on photo paper.
Yeah.
With the enlargers and all the chemistry. And my second big project is using my 4x5 camera and I found this gentleman here. He's called Lost Light Art on Instagram and Facebook. As a matter of fact, his website, and he has a product that is called a Zebra dry and wet plate. And what he does, and this guy's in Slovenia, and what he does is, as I wanted to get into wet plate, where you apply the emulsion wet on the glass, expose it, and develop it immediately, what he's done is he's done the dry plate version, where he puts the emulsion on, he dries the plates, and he sends them to me like it was a negative. Just like it was like a negative, exactly, or a slide. So that's my big project, which I wanted to get done while Dad was around, but evidently, it took me longer to get to the. So I'm going to shoot all my aunts and my uncles and my great aunts who are still with us, and I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to do a lot of. I cannot wait to get to doing the dry plate, because the quality of the images coming from that type of, and this is photography that dates back to the 1800s. Glass plate. He also does tintype, which I believe is on, I don't know if it's on brass or aluminum, but you have different types of, I actually have another company, which is Rockland Collodion, where I bought the wet plates, but they're aluminum plates instead of glass plates, where I have to apply the emulsion and shoot it wet, immediately develop it, and turn it to positive. So those are my big projects for the winter that I want to get done. Evidently tomorrow I'm going to start cleaning out the garage, so I want to get that started and going. And if I get some time, maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing some dry plate. Oh, and just to let you know, dry plate, his plates are rated at a 2 ISO.
Wow.
So yeah.
So you'll end up doing a studio event.
Oh, absolutely.
Family.
When you were saying, and when you were saying before that you guys were going to do a studio session,
Yeah.
well, keep me in the loop, and maybe I'll come and join you with my 4x5 and my glass plates.
That would be great.
That would be great indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you the date. I think Fab sent me the date for it.
Okay.
I think it's.
Meanwhile, AJ, what are you going to do for a dark room? Will it be avec des rideaux, or are you going to put up walls?
No. In the garage, I'm going to just block off the windows, block off the door, the exterior door. I'm just going to use the garage as my whole dark room.
Okay.
And I'm going to set it up because and the idea is that if seeing the photo clubs have given me all their enlargers, I'll set up two or three different stations, and people can come and we'll see. Maybe I'll see what I'm going to do. How I might actually end up monetizing it. We'll see what happens. But in the beginning, it's a trial thing. So if you guys want to try developing your photos, evidently you guys where I live and everything. So, right. But and the other thing was also, I was also asked, as a matter of fact, by Bière et Caméra Montréal. They asked me to do a film talk. And so I actually whatchamacallit, offered to actually do a development session for them using my daylight development tank to show them how that works.
Okay.
So you cool, keep your eye on the date. I mean, keep your eye on the beers and cameras, Montreal.
Are they planning to do that? Like, that will be in the new year, right?
Originally I was supposed to try to get something between now and Christmas, but it's going to be too tight for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them dates more in January, February.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. So good. Do you have anything else that you guys want to add, or?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you put the link for your Cameracité interview?
Camerosity. Well, yeah. As
Camerosity
soon
or
as
okay.
I'll post it as soon as. Where's my Discord? Let me go to my Discord. they haven't, I don't think they finished putting it together yet, but give me a sec. Let me get my Discord up and running. No, I can't minimize. You're right. I can't minimize that window. So Discord, Camerosity. Episodes. Yeah, no, they haven't posted it yet, but as soon as they post it, I'll put it up on the on my Andrew James photography link. I mean page. What am I saying? Link on my Andrew James photography page.
That's on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook, exactly. And which will automatically go into the groups. It'll go into both the groups, RDP, Argentic, and photography with AJ. But and also that's, you know, I want to start getting my podcast on a regular basis. What I'm going to end up probably doing here is picking 2 Friday nights a month, where I'll do one as a listener's corner, just like we did tonight, and I'll do another with more of a presentation type thing. And then
Okay.
hopefully, like, you know, as I was doing my darkroom sessions when it was just, you know, Jazette during while I'm developing, I might do a couple of those too every couple of months or so. Would be nice though to get all of us together developing.
Yes.
I've seen that done a couple of times on YouTube and podcasts.
Hey, Mark, maybe that's the way you'll get your film back, is to come to
That's
AJ's
what
place
I'm
and develop
trying
it.
to propose, but yeah.
But yeah, that's true. Mark, you did propose that to the photo club.
What, to do development?
Yeah.
Well, what I proposed to Luco was if maybe we could get a date where we could get all people who want to do film photography or something like that, and pool some equipment and expertise to just run through. Like I said, I'm mostly digital, but once in a while breaking out a film is a little pleasure, you know, it's a naughty little pleasure. But
And
I don't have the equipment, I don't have the development and things like that. And I'm not planning to invest at this moment in my life for that. So
let me just
if-
let me just tell you, okay? And that was mainly my conference in during the Salon de la Photo. The equipment you need to develop your film, okay, is $160. And that
Yeah.
comes with the chemicals that you need for your first 2 rolls of film. And you develop the first 2 rolls of film of the same ISO in the same tank. And the chemicals, believe it or not, cost pennies.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I'd rather have a good friend and pay him for his chemicals and have the expertise done. And it's
course.
like,
Yeah, but from what we gathered, your good friend that you're paying is a bit slow in the process.
well, I haven't paid him yet, so maybe
Ah,
that's the
okay.
problem.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
But actually, Mark, just so that you do know, hold on, where is it?
Mais c'est du couleur ou c'est du noir et blanc quand tu joues de l'argentique, Marc?
C'est du noir et blanc.
Ben, ça dépend.
pellicule
C'était du
que j'avais
noir et
donné.
blanc, je pense. Mais le problème, c'est que j'étais en train de tester une caméra qui appartenait à ma conjointe. Puis c'est un Olympus. Puis il y avait des problèmes. Alors, c'est justement ça. Puis la note que j'ai laissée dedans, AJ, c'est que malheureusement, le film avait mal pogné sur les sprockets. Alors, j'ai ouvert la caméra pour exposer une partie du film, malheureusement. Alors,
Okay, but you fully exposed the film.
non, ben là, il y a une partie dans la cartouche, puis il y a une partie qui était déjà roulée. Mais on dirait que ça avait jammé ou quoi. Alors, c'est pour ça que la note de papier qui était dans la cartouche, c'était panique pas si il y a des photos qui ne sortent pas parce que le film a été exposé.
Okay.
Mais écoutez, j'ai une mère qui est âgée, puis elle ne se laisse pas prendre beaucoup en photo. Puis j'ai une couple de photos là-dessus. Alors, j'espère que ce n'est pas eux autres qui ont été exposés à la lumière, puis ça va me faire des beaux souvenirs pour plus tard.
Okay. And do you need me to scan them for you?
Ben là, regarde, I'll improvise, mais aller voir un autre ami qui est super bien, il est super bien équipé pour faire du digitalize, puis il est écœurant, mais hein,
Somebody just lost their.
puis là, après ça, j'irai voir Mila pour faire une sortie de film ensemble, tu sais. Alors,
Oui,
j'ai beaucoup d'amis, moi.
Yeah, there you go. That's the only way to go.
there you go.
Yeah.
Oui.
Oh, sounds great, guys. It's thank you for joining me, by the way. I know it was a little bit last minute there. I only announced it on Wednesday. But it's going to become more and more regular. Also, for those of you out there on the interweeb, if you guys have questions that you want to ask, or if you want to be part of this, you can always use photoquestions at andrew-james.ca, or you can DM me directly on my Facebook page, Andrew James Photography. Instagram, I'm under andrew.james.photography. And am I missing something? No, I think that's about it. I mean, those are the main ones. You can always find me on Linktree, all of the podcast, the website, everything. The website is going to be probably revamped between now and next year, because my website's just, I have just been so terrible with the website. I haven't put it up to date in years. So I got to figure out a way to make something. Maybe Lyuko can help me with that. I got to
Oh,
figure something simple, something,
Nope, I cannot help you with this.
No, okay, all right, all right.
I'm good with programming these, not
Oh,
websites.
okay.
You shouldn't look at my website because you'll be like afraid. You'll be like, oh, yeah, you'll regret saying that.
So anyways, I got to do something about the website, but I just got to I want something just very simple, very minimal, maybe a little photo gallery, but mostly a blog, for I want to start writing articles and posting my podcast and these episodes here, these YouTube episodes. So in the meantime, also, I want to give myself time to record. So I have a lot of stuff. I got people asking me to do videos on creating books, printing, scanning. So, I really want to push, I guess, my kind of training type, how to do, not how to do, but not do it yourself, how to videos, and
Okay.
especially I'm going to be documenting my journey through dry plate, and I can't wait. I even sent a message out to the gentleman. I cannot remember his name right now. If I can use some of his own YouTube clip, it's just, and he told me, hey, listen, go for it. And I told him I would document my whole journey. So that should make something interesting. So if we're all good for now, I thank you all for a wonderful evening. I was looking forward to this all week. Thanks for joining me, guys. C'est très apprécié. And if there's anything, you have any ideas or whatever, post it on the groups, post it on the page, and we'll include it on the next time we get together. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
good.
I wish you guys a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Ciao, guys.
Thank you so
Ciao.
much. Ciao.